Okay, so these readings are on English, as I already said, because in these readings I can go a little bit deeper. I don't know, I find it easier to express myself on some things in English, and maybe because the terminology is in English. I don't know. I don't know why, but usually, when I write my journal on English, I write everything in English, and usually when I kind of do these things by myself, I do it on English. I don't know why, but I just do it. So I find that when I do these types of readings, I don't have to translate. Some things aren't lost in the translation. And usually in these types of readings, I can go a lot deeper and I don't have to oversimplify things. So these readings are going to be for those who can follow these readings, these types of reading on English, and the types of people who want a much deeper message. So let's continue. What I want to open up is, and this is just like my personal feelings, so let me know in the comments, like, do you feel the same? Do you feel a switch? Like, how is it sitting for you? But this Valentine's Day, and I'm doing it on Valentine's Day, this reading, it feels different this year. Like last year and the year before, it felt a lot more lovey-dovey. And even if I was single, I was feeling like this energy a lot more intensely. I bought myself flowers. I don't know, it was more intense, it was more loud, and it was definitely more Pisces, Venus and Pisces energies. This year it feels different. It feels not as loud, and it feels more like a quiet candle in all of this darkness that just kind of keeps the hope alive. So it's not that you're immersed in this energy, it's more like just feeling it. It's more quiet, and it's more like the last rope. It's the thing that's kind of keeping us above in all of this chaos, with Saturn conjuncting Neptune, with there's just a lot going on. We got two eclipses right sitting in between this Saturn and Neptune conjunction at Aries 0 degrees, and it's just, it's a lot. It's intense energies, it's rebirth, and don't laugh, but I just have this imagery of it. When you give birth, and there's a lot of liquid, it's just slippery, and there's like this intense pushing, and these two eclipses in between the Saturn and Neptune conjunction at 0%, oh god, it's not percentage, it's degrees in Aries. It really is like this it's kind of a birth. It's usually when I say it's eclipse season, eclipse something out, and it's like a flood going through town, huge amounts of water just taking everything away. And we just have to ride these eclipses just like that. Like there's a flood going through town, taking everything away. And eventually that flood will stop, and it's going to take you to that place where you need to be. So you just kind of have to literally go with the flow. And it's kind of, I don't know why, it's reminding me of literal birth, because you just, the baby just has to go kind of, along for the ride. Yes, it's painful, it's a shock, everything's coming through, there's a huge breakthrough, and the liquids are kind of helping it slide through, and it's a lot. But this Venus and Pisces energies is giving that, although it's painful, although it's dark, you're gonna have your baby on the end of it. So it brings this kind of a hopeful event, no matter the blood, no matter the pain, no matter the entire fuss about it. So that's why I have a feeling like this year the Venus in Pisces has a different energy. And it, again, we're all focused on the new beginnings, but we're forgetting to tell people that with these new beginnings, there's also, some pain, and the pain of letting go of the old, and, realizing that you can't go back to the old, realizing that you can take some things with you. So it's not just, love, light, and birth and new babies. There's also a lot of pain in the process. So I get why maybe this year is, you know, we shouldn't forget to acknowledge the pain within this process. I think that's something that we really shouldn't ignore, and that's something that is going to help us transmute it or digest the energies as we move forward. Kind of saying thanks to all that was. Okay, so I want to see again. Let's see what's in these. This is I'm doing the reading on Valentine's Day, so on the 14th. On the 17th, we're going to have that conjunction, and already today the sun is entering Aries, and we're gonna have a lot of these things, a lot of squares, there's just a whole bunch of things going on. So, okay, let's just see what do we have. Ego. Oh man, definitely. And everydayness. So, there is a lot of battle with the ego going on, that is for sure. And I feel like this is a huge part of the pain that we're feeling that has to do a lot with ego. So I'm just going to share a personal story. I'm sure you saw it on my channel. It's just a small part, but I had these ego deaths, like you have them every now so and then. Some are like small ego deaths, some are like huge ego deaths, you know, and it's just a part of the process. Those are the things that's kind of helping you push through this slip and slide of birth, let's just call it, because, you know, you have to let go aside ego while you're giving birth. You're being in a vulnerable state, and you can't think about like, oh my god, my hairdo is not being, you know, all fresh lovey-dovey. So you have to let that ego go while you're being in this birth process. There's something here about ego in this everydayness. So let me just share a recent personal story. And, I wanted to delete my channel on English because I wanted to put everything in one space. And I wanted to delete the channel on English. So, I deleted it, and a day or two after, I noticed that my second channel was acting weird. Until the end of the day, it got deleted too. So YouTube kind of accidentally... Oh, I'm seeing the King and Queen of Pentacles here. Do you see it? I'm gonna put it here. And it's definitely here something about ego. You know, they're really holding on to what they built. And there's something here about ego structure, what we built, and really clinging on with the ego to it. So let me get back to the story because it's actually connected. So anyway, and here we see the King of Swords being like really clear about Knight of Swords, something being fast. Okay, let me not just go into the reading right now. So the YouTube deleted both of the channels. So of course I was like super upset because I lost everything I worked for, and I worked hard for it from Lionsgate, from August 2025, and like I had 197 videos, 800 something subscribers, and it was something kind of like my gateway. Like I really wanted to start this channel to set it off, and maybe it's my deepest hope, like that one day I would be able to do just this, and kind of remove myself from this corporate job, which is kind of sucking my soul out. And there are parts of this job that I love and adore, but there are some things that are just so toxic and so negative, and it's beginning to take a toll on me, like a huge toll. So I really wanted to kind of start this channel to move away from it, and also do the thing I really, really love and believe in. So naturally, when I lost it all, I took it as a sign from the universe that maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Like maybe I should just stick to a corporate job. Maybe maybe I'm not built for this. And like all my hard work got deleted. I didn't save any of my videos somewhere on a hard drive to start uploading them again. And it wouldn't be, it would be pointless to upload, a reading from September to, again now. And it was really hard to it shine a light on my ego and what I actually clinged to it. And I clinged to the product of it, you know, to the videos I made, to the subscribers I had, to the amount of time and work I put into it. That was kind of this was the thing that was painful for me. And I didn't really focus on the thing that, look, why was I doing this at the beginning? Like, what's the actual importance of lost messages here? Like, messages can be lost. It's not important. They can be lost and then they can be regained. Like, because messages are always coming out new. There's no point in holding on to old messages. You know, that's the past. So it really like hit an ego on me, and like it struck me hard, and I was thinking like maybe I should just give it up, or I was rethinking of going like from start. And that hurt my ego too, like starting all over again, like starting from zero, and again investing all this energy and attention into the channel, and just I didn't feel like I could do it. But it was definitely something egoic about it. It was not spiritual. Let's just say it like that. There was nothing spiritual about it. It was just my ego until I learned to let go, like detach, and just until until YouTube answers me, until we see what really is about. I'm just going to not think about the channel and just focus on my life. And that's when things shifted, because I noticed how much time I invested in this and how I kind of forgot about myself. I forgot about the process I started with. I forgot about focusing on my personal messages and synchronicities, and being in that state of peace without hustling, just, being at peace with something. And it really helped me shift my focus onto something a bit more healthier. And it remembered to put back the focus on myself and my own spiritual path. And this was supposed to be just like a side product, something that I can share with people and not be my main focus. And I turned it into my main focus, which I shouldn't have. So actually, this kind of an accident, which the universe gave me, was also shock. It was pain, but it also brought me to this everydayness, this everydayness of the spiritual path, this waking up, listening to synchronicities, because life is happening in this everydayness, not in our ego, not in the things we made, not in the things we put our time into, because often we even cling to people and relationships just because we invested time in them, even though they're not serving us, even though those people started to be really toxic for our path, but we cling to them because we invested so much time and energy in this. So in this process of Saturn conjuncting Neptune, and in this, these two eclipses, there's a real focus on ego, and there's a real focus on what your spiritual path actually is. Chop wood, carry water. And this focus on yourself, on this everydayness. So I am going to read the everydayness card. And I'm sorry for taking so much time, but there's really something. This wouldn't have happened if the message wasn't important. And I think I should put more of my everyday experiences, because I think it helps people to connect, and I can actually explain it a lot more easier with adding my own experience, because that's why I even started this, to share my personal experience, so people can recognize this is also on my spiritual path. This is also the war I've been battling with myself, and so on and so on. So let's see the everydayness. Let's see. Wait a minute. There's something here about, transformation. And I've been getting a lot of messages about rising, things rising up. I even got this in my own morning message. There's something here about climbing up, rising up. And I've been seeing 1444, like it's starting to be eerie. I've been seeing it like more than 10 times a day. Okay, I'm overreacting. No, actually I'm not. But I'm seeing it a lot, and it feels like an update. It feels like, you know, just information being jammed into your body until it starts rising up. But funny enough, the ego is going down while the spiritual path is rising up. And there's, again, this everydayness is playing an important part of it. So I'm just going to read it. Everydayness. There's an old biblical saying, the stone which is the builders rejected as worthless turned out to be the most important of all. This is the meaning of everydayness. It is finding and recognizing the great nurturing value of humility in ourselves and in all things. It is a process of becoming attentive to the quiet and practical so that their essential beauty and strength can be revealed and recognized as the tenor or cornerstone of our lives. A life that values the everyday in one that can reach a wholeness that allows you to travel farther than you had ever imagined in the world, and more importantly, within your own mind. This practical usefulness is your own protected corner of strength in the world where you can find endurance to sustain you for however long your journey is and for whatever adversities you encounter along the way. Keywords: humility, nourishment, wholeness, strength, and essential. Yeah. It's about the everydayness. It's about the everyday practices you put into your spirituality, the devotion you put in your gratitude journal, the synchronicities you pay attention to, the 10 minutes of meditation you do. It's something that doesn't stop with ego, and it doesn't stop before the awakening, and it doesn't stop after the awakening. And this is the cornerstone, the stone by stone that we build our spiritual path. It's not the ego. It's not about this 1, 2, 2, 2 on the timer. It's not about this, I'm building something great and I'm doing this for this and I'm doing that for that. It has nothing to do with ego. It's just about you and your everydayness, which you think is unimportant and so tiny, is actually the thing that is, it's the thing that's putting you on another level. Unbelievable. Like, I put it together and then I grabbed it like randomly to separate it, and it turned out to be the Queen and King of Pentacles again. So let me get back to this. So this was actually important, obviously, because, you know, I totally forgot about it and I just separated it again. So, okay. The two of them are holding on to what they built. That's for sure. But they are a divine couple. And it's talking about structure. It's talking about long-term and something stable. And this time, I turned it around and they're facing each other. Like, if you remember, I think on that reading, they weren't on, but they were like a second divine couple, and they were turned, back to back. This time they're facing each other. He's focused on his castle and she is focused on this rabbit, which actually symbolizes fertility, but it also symbolizes, like anxiety and, something fast, something, because rabbits are a bit timid, they're like faint of heart, they're twitchy, but they're also like really, really fertile. So there's something here about fertility, structure, and we'll see in the reading why is this being so focused, why is the focus on them, and something about structure and stability, but it's a contract, it's a long-term and stable contract. I know we're 20 minutes in, but I don't care. And also, I'm finally going to get a new deck with the Ace of Pentacles included. And as I said, this was my twin flame pentacle. This was my twin flame deck, which I first bought. But exactly, the Three of Swords. I'm kind of going through a lot of pain regarding that path. And, the meaning of my twin flame journey is changing. he's off on a different path. He's actually, trying to, have kids with someone else. So I really need to let that go. And it's just, this deck has a different meaning for me now. So when I get my new deck, that new deck is probably going to have like different messages. And this is true because I can feel my hands heating up. So if anyone is interested in this deck, I am willing to gift it. And I'm going to send it free of charge wherever. I just hope it's not America, because that would be like too expensive. But if anyone is interested in this deck, I'm willing to gift it. So you can contact me in the comments below. Just remember that there is no Ace of Pentacles in this deck. So it's a beautiful deck. It's the Pagan Tarot, and I actually bought it because of the Strength card, because it has a bear on it and not a lion. And kind of bears was kind of a significant thing about my twin flame. It kind of reminded me of him. So that's why I called it the twin flame deck. So anyway, let's see what's going to open up for us here. So there's definitely something about ego, everydayness, the pain of letting it go, and getting back to this chop wood, carry water energy. And this is definitely the everydayness of it, because they're building something with care and dedication and the everydayness. They're not having like this ambitious and fiery plans like the King and Queen of Wands. They're doing it through dedication, through slow and nurturing process, through planting the seeds and taking care of the garden like day by day, every day. So they're definitely the epitome of everydayness. And even the couples that build on their relationship, the dedication of everydayness are, I think, the ones that are going to be able to set those egos aside and actually focus on the building aspect of it and the everydayness, because there's magic in it. And I keep opening the Five of Pentacles here, and again the King of Wands, even though you saw me shuffling. Those were the cards that were behind her and behind him. So obviously this reading is going to look a little bit different today than the usual, and I'm just going to go with it. There's definitely some kind of, you see, this is a perfect combination of ego and loss, because the King of Wands can be very egoic. He's very confident, he's very fiery, he's very ambitious. And the Five of Pentacles is representing like financial losses, something that we lost. It could represent abandonment, definitely ego wounding, being felt as if left abandoned, and maybe leaving some stuff behind. Again, losses. So there's definitely here something about ego death, leaving that, either the pain of having to leave it behind, or something is like gonna happen to us that will definitely start this ego death and try to humble us in going back to this everydayness, because the King and Queen of Pentacles are very humble. Again, they're not in these grand plans, they're just going day by day. Let's see what's behind. Yeah. After this kind of ego death, we're gonna see this humility, this I'm sorry, being humble, and then actually starting from scratch. It's gonna feel like we're starting from scratch, from the beginning. And now we're going back to the foundations and kind of building things all over again. And maybe this time we will build with a certain dedication to it. But there needs to be a sense of humility in this process. And let's see, after I move this. Yeah, definitely. Look at this. There's a lot of finger pointing here. There is a lot of finger pointing here. Hold on. And the King of Pentacles is showing down, the Magician is showing down, and the Page of Cups is showing down. There's something here about down. Go down. Like, allow the fall to happen. There's something here about Like there are no cards down there yet. Maybe something will fly out. I don't know. But there's something here that the three of them are pointing down. Go down, fly lower, or there's something about the fall. I'm not sure why they're pointing down. But they're also pointing to the ground. There's something here about hitting the ground. Also grounding yourself. And there's something here about to rise, we have to fall. To build something again, we have to fall. We have to allow it to start over again. There's definitely something about the ground that's being super, super, super important here. Because if we see the people from the death card, they're kind of, they're already buried. They're kind of, dissolving in the ground. But also snowdrops are right now is the season of snowdrops, that they're kind of rising from the ground. But we have to bury something first to make it a fertile soil so it can rise up again. So again, this downfall, let's call it a downfall, this ego death, this downfall, this dropping the ground, this burying something stuff, this will be essential to the process. Like we can't always fly and it can't always be summer. We have to allow the winter to take place. We have to take the rise and fall into accountability, the death of something and the rebirth. Again, there's something here about touching grass, touching ground, grounding yourself, and kind of going down. There's something here about down, 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 falling down. So, and it's a transformational process. We have to like fall, hit the ground, and then like things will like settle and then come up, because it's, yeah. And here we see the Two of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Like after this manifesting, and like there's something here about wordplay also. Ego, down, earth. I'm just gonna let you take what you can from these imageries, because usually images bring out something in us. So for each and every one of you, you will see something different, and it will bring out something different in you. So allow for the imagery to convey whatever it has to convey. And there definitely will be, once you hit the ground, a process of decisions and rebalancing. Because I've been also seeing 666 a lot these days, and 666 is not the devil card. It's about rebalancing. Like number 6 is a rebalancing number. It's about shifting. So some things needs to shift and reshift so it can reposition themselves. So number 666 is about repositioning and about repositioning, rebalancing, reshifting focus. So there's a going inside this. There's definitely things about structure, stability, and maybe even a couple. Okay, I'm just gonna close this down, and I'm just gonna see, is there anything else that wants to fly out? So the King of Swords is apparently wanting to come out, because I think we had it at the beginning, and I think this is coming fast. This fall might be fast. Like this down, 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 it's gonna whoosh, it's gonna come like down, and maybe there's this force that is going to like be like, no, 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 no. Like I see a lot of anger and like trying to fight it a bit. But again, I think this ego fall is going to be quite swift. So I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, I would rather fall swiftly and hard than slowly and endlessly. So I don't think that's like something that's too negative. Okay, I see a card falling out. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Two of Pentacles. We saw the Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, the Two High Priestess, and 2 tens, the Judgment. Did I see 1 2 2 2 on the oven timer? I think so. And here is the King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Do you see it? No, sorry, people. The Knight of Pentacles. There's something here about Virgo. And I'm just gonna say it because there's a full moon in Virgo next month. Hold on, I'm trying to find my notebook. That's actually an almanac. I think it's, Mary Jo calls it an almanac. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, that's my laptop. Yeah, we're gonna have a full moon in Virgo on the 3rd of March. So 3-3. I think it's going to be quite a holy, 3-3s are a holy trinity. It's also about working together on foundation. And there's something definitely here. Like once you hit the ground, it's exactly where you're supposed to be. Usually when I see 2-2-2, it means that's a puzzle clicked on its place. It means that I'm right there where I'm supposed to be, even if it feels chaotic. It means that a puzzle was set in place and now other things can happen. So I'm looking at this like the ground, and there's definitely something here about like 2 of Pentacles. Okay, that's like shifting, but it's in the ground. There's going to be, you see this endless, it's also about this symbol of the universe, and the High Priestess being highly intuitive, but there's something in the dark, there's a shift and reshift here, like a flow. I'm also getting, see, they too have these 2 Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles is now being like, it's ebbing and flowing. So there's some kind of a process that's going to happen in the ground. The High Priestess is very hush-hush. She's very secretive because she knows the process, but she's not really, talking about it. She's letting it just feel her intuition. And then there's going to be a time of rising up, because these coffins represent their old life and they're being called into their new life. So after we hit the ground, there's going to be some kind of a refocus, reshift. We're going to go internally inside with the High Priestess, and then there will be an invitation, a call to rise up, like the snowdrop. Haha. And again, there's something here about the full moon in Virgo that's being important. And there's a lot of pentacles here. So there's something here about structures, values, self-worth, this ego mindset about what we build, what we have to build, what we're clinging on to. And that's why we're seeing a lot of pentacles. So this is the Virgo energy, Knight of Pentacles. It's a mutable sign, and it's also about pentacles. So something about coming up slowly. And it's a process that's, kind of churning and going on through slowly. And I think this building up process is going to be slowly, but I'm not really getting, speed and tempo here. I'm more like getting it about planning, understanding, and this Virgo full moon that's going to be important. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. Do you see how we had where's the 6 of Pentacles? Oh, somewhere under there. Do you remember how we had the 6 of Pentacles and they looked like zigzaggy? Being reshifted, refocused. Well, now it's going to be the 4 of Pentacles. Like things will finally be aligned. And then with the Ace of Wands, we're finally gonna then, kind of be awakened, and this action is going to take process. But yeah, there's this kind of humility, and the Virgo energy is about this everydayness. Again, this pentacle energy about hitting the ground, but allowing this process of everydayness, just, okay, let's take it day by day. Let's take it process by process, is going to be of essential importance here. Like allowing this small, attentive, mindful awareness to the everyday stuff that we're having. But again, I think we need to first have this crash to get on the ground, so we can slowly, with humbleness and humility, rebuild things again with this everydayness card. There's some kind of, again, a battle between ego, ambition, losing everything, and then rebuilding it all over again with the dedication. But again, I am accentuating how hitting the ground will be important. at this time. The seed cannot be planted in air and in the sun. It needs to be dropped down in the soil, and it needs to go day by day until the springtime. Okay, so let's see this. It's the twin flame ascension, but it's more like a path or a process. So I'm curious to see heal abandonment. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's definitely something here about the Five of Pentacles, the abandonment, the ego crashing, you know, the ego of, oh, but I've spent so much time into this. I spent so much emotion into this. Like, what now? And do you see how it looks like the Two of Pentacles here? Do you see it? How it's actually kind of similar. The rise is up, the down is up. To rise, we have to fall. It's kind of like that. Like we fall and then we rise, and then we fall and then we rise. We cannot rise until we fall. And I can see this also in my own path too. Like I have to forgive. Like there's this humility going on. I have to kind of accept that it is what it is and kind of move on from it and start, you know, building from scratch, because, you know, what I valued the past few years and what I valued, what I put in energy, what I thought was important is now changing. So there's definitely here about something about forgiving the abandonment wound, allowing the ego to crash and then rise up with this humility and this everydayness. Chop wood, carry water. Okay, let's read this. Heal abandonment. Time to forgive. You have experienced abandonment in multiple lifetimes. Wounded stories are subconsciously causing you intense soul pain that makes you easily triggered when you experience rejection or unrequited love. This card implies that you need to heal traumatic experiences and the influence of unhealthy relationships. You have been abandoning your own needs, which is the same as not loving yourself. You will move beyond the fear of abandonment when you realize that you cause yourself this pain because you've separated from yourself. It is time to forgive yourself for not standing up, showing up, speaking up for your needs to be heard, loved, or respected by others. You were taught that to experience love, you must earn the love you seek. This produces the need for approval and creates feelings of rejection and feelings left out or left behind, causing you to justify your actions. Letting go of your old identity is painful because you experience the death of your former self and patterns. Yet it is necessary for you to create space for your new identity. Yeah, there's this sentence here about earning the love you seek. This is the King and Queen of Pentacles, like working on things, earning, putting time in. And this is something that, like, oh, well, if I put time in it, if I put energy in it, you know, I have to earn the love you seek. And the more I give, the more I, you know, put in time, effort, energy, whatever, you know, the Pentacles energy, then the more love I receive. So yeah, there's definitely here something about abandonment, about and feeling like left behind, and this need for approval. And approval, rejection, abandonment, acceptance, ego, and everydayness. Okay. So let's just take this card like the last one. This is the terra firma, also materia prima, sorry. I love this deck. It's about expression of matter. And this is going to be kind of an alchemical process. So that's why I love to get this card, because we do have to transmute something. Like there is a process going on. And I love how this describes processes, you know, alchemical reactions is also a process, you know, transmuting something. So let's see. Manganese. Interesting. I never got this one. Let's see the oracle. Manganese. A monumental solar spirit, manganese is the supporting pillar in the photosynthesis process, a sustaining dynamic voice that summons all in his realm to grow, liberate, and unfold with encouraging, strengthening confidence. Wise and versatile with useful knowledge, manganese is a protective, industrious father, a supertemporal journeyman with magnetic, priestly energy, bringing surprising fortune to the world's smallest and largest substances. It's kind of like spring, Father Spring. So, and it's kind of like a lot of Jupiter energy. So, keywords: Father, wisdom, authority, guide, prosperity, benefactor. Yeah, now is the time to like fall and then rise from it. Okay, so this is what I have for you. I hope you find this helpful. 40-40 on the timer, and I will see you on the next one.